Ladies and gentlemen, I am very honored to have with me today the legendary Jesús Rodríguez, famously known as Riccardo Rodriguez. I don't think I have to introduce you, to be honest, and you're very famous for your introductions in wrestling and announcing. So, how are you, sir, today?
I'm doing great. But since we're doing something special here, why don't I give you the honors of trying to imitate a little introduction. That's, just remind me of amusement and for everybody that's going to be watching this. So give it a try. Give it a Ricardo type of feel.
I don't think I have the vocals, your vocals.
Give it a shot.
I have a very bassy voice.
Damas y caballeros, directo desde Cairo, Egipto, yo soy Riccardo Rodríguez.
Welcome. Let's get into business. You're in Egypt right now. You've been there for months now. What are you doing in Egypt? And what got you to Egypt in the first place? So tell us what you're doing in Egypt right now, because from what I see, it's amazing work, and I can't wait to see the end result of what you're doing over there.
So it all kind of stems back to about 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I was asked to go to India to start basically a training system in India, since pro wrestling didn't really exist. WWE had not been in India in 14 years prior. Yeah. And because of the great Khali, who has a big name throughout all of India, and then that's something I can get into later on, how big of a name and a star he is. And also India is such a big country with such a big market that they wanted wrestling. So I spent 6 months in India, and then I was able to create something there. I opened up the pro wrestling market in India, and we were able to do 3 successful shows immediately after, right before I left. And because of that success that occurred there, WWE, Impact, they all went after India as soon as I was done. So I'm proud to say that that's something that I opened up. I opened up that market. Granted, with Khali's money, but
you had your hand in it.
Yeah, that's India's my baby. And I'm very thankful for all the trainers that went after I did, because they were just as much a part of it as I was. And then guys like Daryl Sharma, who's a ref in NXT at the moment, Ethan HD, Xavier Justice, Facade, all these guys from the US that went after I did, that put their as and like in the story of Moana, they put your little rock on top of the other rock of your predecessors. So we all built that. So fast forward 5 years later, I got contacted by a man here in Cairo named Mohammed Mustafa and Walid Fateh, and they wanted to do something similar here. So they wanted me to come out here and train the guys properly, and with the same hope that we can build something similar to what we did in India. And that's currently what I'm doing here. I was only supposed to be here for a month, but now I'm 3 months. I'm 3 months here, and we have big stuff planned. We have 2 big events coming at the beginning of April that we're working on, that we've been working on since we got here. And it's now that we're a month away from it, basically a month. I'm excited for all the promotional stuff that's about to come out, because it's going to come out within the next week, finally, thankfully. And I'm very, very proud of what we're doing here, because the Arabic market is such a big untapped market.
One question I have for you regarding your training. When you first got there and when you sat with the students, before you even got in the ring with them, did you ask them to watch a certain match or a certain wrestler or a certain style of wrestling to study before they even get into the ring and train?
No, not quite. Basically what I and then this is something that naturally where else that you go, because these guys have never been exposed to like the secrets of the magic tricks. Ooh. They see things they see that perspective, and they don't realize all the little detail and all the work that goes into what we do, which is it's a big magic trick, but it's a big art form.
Well, so they've never been behind the curtain.
Right, they don't know the production side. So like breaking, I break their spirits a little bit, but they learn to appreciate it a lot more of how much work goes into this. So when I got here, I had to tell them, hey, you have to separate yourself from being a fan to, you know, learning the arts, learning the how to do this. It's, you have to separate yourself, because the number one thing everybody always does is when they come in like brand new, they want to do like 450s, they want to do like stunners, they want to do like, no, hold on. You got to learn how to fall, you got to learn how to roll, you got to learn how to lock up. That's first, and then eventually you build to these moves. You can't just go from that to that, and then because it even happens in the U.S. These guys come in and they can do, they're athletic and they can do all these acrobatic stuff, but they don't know how to wrestle, and it happens still in the U.S. So that's what I'm hoping for these guys, to be trained properly, so that eventually, because it will happen, WWE will come here eventually. They're gonna come after what we're doing. They did it to me in India. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It gave guys opportunities. Yeah. Like I said, some of the guys are already hired by WWE.
So you talked about the shows you're going to have. Tell us more about the shows, the dates if you can.
It's going to be on April 3rd and April 5th in Luxor, Egypt. So that's going to be a pretty cool little event that we have. We have many different people from different countries, from Mexico, from the UK, hopefully, from the US are going to be coming in, and they're going to be mixing it up with some of the guys here. Big names too, you know, former WWE guys, WWE Hall of Famers, guys that used to be, that you can see in AEW, you know, guys you can see over the independents, throughout the US, throughout the UK. Well, the UK is depending on COVID. Hopefully they open up soon. But yeah, so we have a lot of international guys coming in, which I mean, for them is a dream come true. Even for me, coming here was a dream come true. Because I never thought of myself of like a little kid from like the slums or the barrio, the crappier parts of Los Angeles, to be able to travel across the world to Egypt, and then not only that, but to do something that I love, to teach wrestling. So it's just a dream come true that we're all very invested in, and we want to put in the effort and we want to work hard to make this something successful.
And will it be broadcasted online or available on any
That's
site?
what we're working on at the moment. We're currently working with Fight TV, which is obviously a major streaming service. So they stream, I know they've streamed a lot of like UFC, they've streamed a lot of like major pay-per-views throughout in the US. Yeah. So we're working with Fight TV at the moment. We're trying to finalize everything with them, and hopefully everything willing, they will be able to, if you're not able to come, you can stream it on Fight TV.
Yeah, that's great. So thank you, Mr. Rodriguez, not just for your time and interview, but for the work you're doing in Egypt and future work in the region you're doing, or anywhere else, Europe, Korea, India. And actually, thank you for the work you did in India. That did cause a boom, to be honest. So thank you very much for your time. And if there's anything else you want to add or say about your shows, upcoming shows, of course.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, first of all, thank you to you, and then to everybody that's going to be listening. You can follow me on Twitter at RRWWE, on Instagram at the letter J _Rodríguez 818. You can also follow the PWO page, the Pro Wrestling Organization page, on Facebook and on Instagram and on Twitter. Like I said, we're hoping to have all the information and all the promotional stuff this coming week. And then once that happens, we'll have the Fight TV link and everything, so that everybody can watch us throughout the world.
That's great. I'm going to leave all the links you mentioned in the description for anyone who wants to follow Mr. Rodriguez or PWO. Again, thank you very much, not just for this interview, but for the actual work you're doing and for the pyramid you're building in the region. It will echo for years to come. Thank you very much. Have fun.